Well, picture this, a typical classroom with a blackboard, desks, and chairs, and right at the front, the carcass of a huge wild turkey. Well, that was the scene at Featherston Drive Public School this week as grade 5 and 6 students got a hands-on lesson in Indigenous culture by making something called feather bundles. CBC's Julia Sisler dropped by to find out what they learned and how it will connect them to students in a remote community in northwestern Ontario, Deer Lake First Nation.
I wanted to introduce my friend, and if you guys could all shout out what his name is. Mr. T! Mr. T!
So with Mr. T, we saw all of its feathers, at least like 5,800 of them. It was from a real turkey that died, and somebody cut the skin off and gave it to Don. My name is Victor Adrian Toma. I'm in grade 6.
What did you think of that? Have you seen a dead turkey before?
No, all I've seen is like when I've eaten it. It's really, really cool. The feathers, you get to see them like really, really close up, real life feathers that are dead.
So when this bird is in the wild, he spreads that tail. Look how big it can get. Mr. T is a turkey hide that was given to me by a very generous donator to our programs to bring to the classrooms and show the kids so that the kids can actually touch this turkey and relate to it, and I can show them where on the turkey that their feathers come from.
How do they normally react when you bring out that bird?
Everybody needs to know where Mr. T's head is, and they're always looking for his head.
What's the answer?
I honestly don't know. What am I going to say? His head is gone. This is just the aesthetic part that's left of Mr. T. All the important part has been taken care of, and we've used him for our nourishment, and this is what we're left with. I'm Dawn. My family was from Akwesasne, and I am the executive director of the Aboriginal Arts Collective of Canada, and our programming is Pass the Feather. Today we were making feather bundles, so we did a little bit of cultural teaching in the beginning. We discussed respect for animals, and then we went ahead and made feather bundles out of turkey feathers.
What exactly is a feather bundle?
Traditionally in First Nations tribal council, feather bundles or talking feathers or talking sticks were used, so whoever holds the feather, it's their turn to speak. And then when they're done, they pass it on to the next person. So what we're doing here with the kids is giving them a chance to communicate through these feathers and to understand that everyone has something important to say, and when it's someone else's turn to express themselves, then they have to learn to listen until it's their turn.
My name is Arvik, and I am 12. We got 2 feathers, then we tied it together with the deer hide, and after we're done that, we had to cut some strings apart to make these flappy things. And then we had to tie them around, put beads and these cones on them, and feathers. So if people are in a group, in a circle, whoever has the feather gets to speak.
When do you think that would be useful?
Like when we're all having an argument, who gets to play a game? Then we sit down in a circle and decide who gets who.
Are you going to bring it home? Is that what you're thinking about?
Yep. Probably my baby sister would probably lick it or play with it.
So put both feathers together and then roll them up like a fajita. We have to paint a picture for them because it's unlikely that they're ever going to be able to go there and see how these kids live and how communities in the north survive. So this classroom in particular is connected to Deer Lake First Nation, which is a fly-in in northwestern Ontario. They will be doing pen paling with their peers over there. It's really intriguing for kids, and not that this is inner city, but we do have inner city classrooms and really urban classrooms that they have no hunting in their background. They have no idea what a wild turkey is or never seen a deer. This is intriguing to them to learn about how these friends live because clearly it's a polar opposite to what we're experiencing. So they have that curiosity and they want to learn more. So by making this connection, this friendship, that hopefully they can learn a little more about other people in Ontario. And roll it up really, really, really
I'm
tight.
Celine Altimani. I'm a grade 6, and when I was small, 5 maybe, I used to hunt with my dad. Well, my dad would hunt birds, and I would come flying and catching them.
This was in Lebanon.
Yeah.
you're going to be talking to students in Deer Lake. What would you like to ask them?
Well, I was gonna ask of what kind of type of birds do you hunt? Because I hunted lots of other birds. I just wanted to ask because I want to know if they have a connection with the birds I've hunted before.
A beautiful feather bouquet. I think putting First Nations art mainstream, putting First Nations teaching, just giving a really solid and positive opinion of First Nations people at a young age is key to success, because we are breaking the barriers. If you have a First Nations pen pal now, you are always for the rest of your life going to be able to say, hey, I know a First Nations kid.
Some of the students at Featherston Drive Public School who'll soon be writing to their new pen pals in Deer Lake First Nation. You also heard Dawn Setford. She's in charge of Mr. T, the wild turkey. She's also the executive director of the Aboriginal Arts Collective of Canada, where she runs a program called Pass the Feather. And check out our Twitter feed. We've tweeted out some photos of Mr. T. At Ottawa Morning is how to see those pictures.